Hello and welcome to Education Corner. I'm your host, Dustin Latimer. We're highlighting local school districts, showing off some of the unique programs, classes, and clubs that makes them, well, them. It's the stories you don't see and the things you may not know unless you're part of it. For this episode, we're heading back to Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School to show you what it means to be a Cavalier. And for some, that means taking the knowledge they've gained and taking that to the next level. The ribbons on this bulletin board tell a story, much like the presentations that won those honors.
Okay, we made a project about the Battle of Blair Mountain, and so basically coal miners in West Virginia they were being treated really badly, so they revolted against the companies who were controlling them and employing them.
It's one of a dozen projects featured at this year's National History Day.
We had over 20 students participate this year, with 15 going to state and 6 going to nationals, and that's quite a group.
It's these 6 students you see here who will head to Washington, D.C. to share their presentations.
It's pretty intimidating, but also pretty interesting. You get to see how our research has matched up against the others, and you get to meet a lot of new people, especially from different areas, like the overseas areas too. So I think that's pretty cool.
The students say projects like this helps history come alive.
Just loved seeing how we got from where we were before with all our ancestors, how the countries began, to now, seeing how they compare, how we've progressed over time, and how maybe the patterns that we've seen in the past, how it can maybe happen again in the future.
With this, you get to pause and reflect and work with students one-on-one and get to see them get enlightened and get excited about history, which I've always been excited about.
But history students aren't the only ones headed to the national stage. So is the speech and debate team.
We've had 5 kids get into the state tournament, and we've had 3 qualify for nationals this year.
That includes Katrina Pruitt, who has some big goals but doesn't take this experience for granted.
We would like to see if we can get into that top, they do octo-finals, so if we can get into that octo-finals bracket, that would be really nice, but just making it there is a really big achievement for us.
Pruitt says just being a part of the team has helped her overcome some big fears.
I've learned that I love to speak. Before then, I was really shy about my public speaking. I was afraid that whatever I would say would come out wrong.
What I want kids to get out of speech and debate is to learn that they don't have to be afraid to speak up, that they can learn how to receive information and feedback, and they can also learn how to use their voice, and that there's a place for their voice in this world.
For the first time since 2017, the Thomas Jefferson Scholar Bowl team are state champions. But that was Class 1. Now the school is Class 2. But being bumped up to a bigger class didn't discourage this team from their goal.
I sometimes can't believe it yet, because I've spent my entire high school career desperately trying to chase that championship.
Through every question,
pre-colonial Balangate boats in this country were recorded by explorers under Ferdinand Magellan, yes.
And every buzzer,
The series protagonists run from a crow-worshipping village after being accused of murdering Jacques, yes.
Nathan Cole and the Thomas Jefferson Scholar Bowl team have been training for this moment.
We've come really, really close in the past, but this time we finally did it.
Bringing a state Scholar Bowl title back to Thomas Jefferson.
Just knowing that there's such a tradition of Scholar Bowl or Quiz Bowl here, I just can't believe that, one, that I'm a part of that, and that I'm able to basically help give the same appreciation for the game to all of our players here.
Dr. Madden says the competition they faced was tough.
And it gets pretty intense sometimes. Sometimes we go back and forth. This team gets it right, then the other team gets it right. This team gets it right, the other team gets it right. We had that a lot in the state competition, and it really does feel like a sport, especially when it gets to very, very close, gets to a very, very close match between the two different teams.
Cole says the key to competitions like this isn't always what you know.
The thing about Quiz Bowl is that you don't, I think kind of like a misconception is you need to be smart to be part of a Quiz Bowl team. You just need to be endlessly curious.
And knowing how to utilize the strengths of your teammates.
You want to make sure you have a really well-balanced team. So one person that knows mythology, one person that knows world history, one person that knows mathematics, one person that knows pop culture and sports.
I mean, it's hard to describe like how much work kind of like goes into this because like, I mean, like the good thing about Scholar Bowl is that like doing your academic studies almost kind of counts as kind of practice for it, but you still have to practice especially your academic weaknesses and stuff like that. Like
Dr. Madden hopes they're able to build off this momentum into next season.
I really thoroughly enjoyed the experience, and hopefully we'll be able to do the same thing again next year.
Well, when it comes to accomplishments at Thomas Jefferson, look no further than the class of 2026. 17 students graduated in the class, and even though the class itself is small, they have a lot to be proud of.
These are a group of 17 kids with limitless potential.
That potential translated to more than $6.5 million in merit-based scholarships.
I will be attending Kenyon College with all direct costs paid for because I got a lot of merit scholarships, and also they were very generous with some need-based scholarships.
All 17 members of the class were accepted to a four-year college or university.
I will be going to Brigham Young University, Provo.
I was accepted to the University of Missouri-Columbia.
I got accepted into the University of Missouri-Kansas City into their honors program.
I'm committed to Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island.
With 70% of the entire class's estimated cost of college covered through accepted scholarships.
They provide us full scholarship for the pre-med years.
And I applied there through a competitive scholarship that gave me a full ride if I got in. Around tens of thousands of applicants apply every year, and so that was how I was able to receive my full ride along with all my other scholarship.
And while these students have big plans for the future,
I'm going to serve a 2-year mission for my church, and so I'll actually be in the Czech Republic and Slovakia as a missionary there speaking Slovak.
My plans after college is to become a hospitalist.
I want to go into the teaching field, maybe even come back and teach at my alma mater, TJ, so that would be the dream goal.
They say they will not forget their time at Thomas Jefferson.
I would say just having your class bond together. Like, they're not always together, but this past year we've all really contributed to making each other's senior year more meaningful.
This entire school year, especially the start of the year when we had our first day of school ceremony, and there's a staircase over there, and we all the seniors lined up, and the entire school from pre-K to 11th grade walked through, and they kind of gave us a handshake or a high five.
I just hope that they see themselves how we see them, because we see all of their good traits and how much they've grown and changed and their potential, and we just say congratulations to all of them.
The class of 2026 joins a prestigious group at Thomas Jefferson, the alumni. For the school, it's not just the current students who are important, but the ones who have been here before.
We just celebrated last year crossing the 500 alumni milestone, so we now have an alumnus network, or an alumni network that's over 500 deep.
Since Thomas Jefferson opened in 1993, more than 500 students have received a diploma from there, and many of them return.
Every quarter we have one alumnus come back and speak on their life, their career for our current upper school students.
I actually always wanted to come back and teach at TJ.
Some of them are doing just that, teaching at the school that taught them.
Now as a teacher, I think it really helps me because I can relate to the kids.
When I was a player here, from 2005 to 2008, we won first place in the state competition, all of those 4 years. And to be able to win the state championship again, but as a coach this time, yeah, it's invigorating.
While others take a different path.
I mean, we have doctors and pilots and people who have started fashion labels and everything in between.
Each year, one of those alumni is honored.
Each year, we invite and honor one, what we call our Distinguished Alumni Award. One alumnus who comes back and delivers an alumni address at this year's commencement.
The school holds events to keep alumni connected.
We have things at our upper school musical, which was a big tradition, like a reception for our alumni. We have a winter event where people can come back and play pickup basketball or quiz bowl, which was really big for a lot of our students. And then, of course, we have our homecoming festivities. And
for those who can't make it, there are ways to stay connected to the school.
We started our alumni magazine last year, so we have a quarterly alumni magazine that we share out with our alums.
Administrators hope this shows how invested they are to students and their futures.
Alumni, help remind the current generation sort of the paths that we have walked as an institution.
Well, that will do it for this episode of Education Corner. Thank you for joining us on our tour of Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School, where interactive learning, extracurricular activities, and a passionate staff help make TJ the ideal place for student success. Until next time, because education is always right around the corner.